National Signing Day was a smash in Central Georgia. Athletes all over the area have made their college plans official. Let's take a look at some of the top moments from the week. We're starting off with the festivities at Warner Robins. 6 athletes have signed college scholarships. Nicholas Linder is excited to become a Blue Dragon at Hutchinson Community College. Jacorian Rumpf is heading to Peru State. Duke Jackson and Freddie Pender are staying in town to play at Central Georgia Tech. Tyquan Bruton is also heading to the next level. He'll play ball at Clayton State for the Lakers. Head coach Shane Sams says there's a lot of advice to share with athletes heading to play at that college level.
Keep pushing to be the best. Keep striving to be the best. You know, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be adversity. And when those things hit, you just keep driving through and know that we're always there for you. That's the biggest thing we try to tell our athletes is even though you're leaving, I know that our phones are always there. We're always right here. Call us. Let us know. We'll come there. We'll help you out. We're always there for you 24/7.
Now we're heading to the Eagles Nest. Northside Athletics shared in the excitement as 5 student athletes signed to college programs. 4-star offensive tackle Chaston Brown is heading to Florida State. The 6'9", 270-pound Eagle is ready to be a Seminole.
I just want to make my family happy. I want to be somewhere big one day so they ain't got to work no more. I feel good, really exciting. I'm honestly ready to go to college and put in the work and be dedicated.
Keldon Butler joined Brown in the spotlight. The defensive tackle is taking his talents to GMC. In the last 2 seasons, he has 76 total tackles. He says staying in the Peach State was definitely the right fit.
It's a blessing to go out there and play at GMC. You feel me? Go to the smaller level, then go to the big level later on in my career. You feel me? But it's a blessing to go out there, go do my thing.
2 flag football players will be representing the 4-7-8 on the college field. Northside's Mariah Wilder and Justice Lester signed to Bruton Parker. It was Lester's first year on the squad. She played wide receiver and running back, gaining 400 all-purpose yards for the Eagles. Wilder played 4 years for Northside as a D-back. She earned 44 tackles and 1 interception this season. The sport is still new at the high school level in Georgia, so these girls having college scholarships for flag football is big.
Definitely a blessing to be a part of history, especially with it being such a fast-growing sport. I'm just glad to be able to pave the way for the new generation of flag football players.
It's just steadily growing, and it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. And I definitely encourage people to come and play flag football because it's fun. Don't knock it till you try it.
One more for the Eagles. Madison Cameron is a runner. She's a track star and she's signed on the dotted line. Cameron will be representing Northside on the University of Alabama Birmingham track and field team. She currently holds 2 school records in long jump and triple jump. Cameron says this process has been a whirlwind.
Definitely a blessing from God. I'm very grateful for it. I didn't expect it. I just took it serious like a year ago. Then I started trying to talk to colleges. 2 months later, I got my first offer. And ever since then, it was just great. And then I eventually started talking to the UAB coach, and it felt like a family, and that's where my next home is.
Let's pick up and head to the Panther Pit to see where those stars are heading. A large crowd gathered to celebrate the student athletes' next steps. 8 players are going to the next level in their career. Star running back Ahmad Gordon got the signing started, going to Valdosta State. Jacorin Thomas follows, heading to Shorter University. Keel Sparks is taking his talents to Clayton State to suit up for the Lakers. 2 Panthers are staying in Central Georgia to play for the Titans, Jalen Hall and Stephen Gore. Softball standout Mackenzie Crumley will be playing for Bruton Parker come next spring. Ahmad Carter is sprinting to the college track, signing for Warner University, and Jonathan Coleman is set to suit up for Point University baseball. Football head coach Kevin Smith says he has loved watching his players grow.
They came in as young boys and they're leaving as young men. And to see them grow not only as a football player but as a person over their high school career, there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to go on to wherever they sign with today, and they're going to make a positive impact, and they're going to make that team better.
Over in Peach County, 2 Trojans wrote their names in ink. Jordan Miller-Horn signed with Iowa Western. The lineman was known as the anchor of the O-line. Iowa Western made it to the NJCAA championship last season. The senior says he chose to be a Reaver because of the program's success.
Their program, they have such a winning history there. I mean, just great facilities, great everything, great coaches. I feel like I can go there and be successful.
Quarterback DJ Hudson will officially become a Fort Valley State Wildcat. Hudson had a strong senior season, breaking the touchdown record for Peach County. The QB says he's excited to work with the Wildcat staff, especially their new head coach, Marlon Watson. The Hudson family has made their mark on the Peach community. After playing his last season with his brother Zion Hudson and his father Don Hudson, DJ says he's happy he can stay closer to home.
I have the community's back at all times. They show me a lot of love throughout this whole season, and it's just good to be able to play for them and have something to play for.
In Milledgeville, 4 Baldwin High School athletes scribbled their John Hancocks for New Jersey. Lamar Pounds Jr. is making his way to Morehouse in the fall. John Quavius Russell has signed for Miles College. LeBrandon Burden is taking his talents to the University of the Cumberlands, and Brandon Wisby is set to suit up for St. Thomas University. Let's head out to Northeast, where Cecily Stout tells us about the players making their next move.
State finalists are celebrating their decision to play college ball. After having the best season in school history, 5 Raiders get to make their next move official. First-year Raider Micaiah Howard signed with Clayton State. The wide receiver and defensive back transferred to Northeast this year. The senior says he's never been to playoffs or the state championship.
I love it here. Everybody's like family. As coming as a transfer, it was nothing but love. I chose Clayton State because it's close by, and all my teammates coming with me.
Zaki Denton will also be a Laker. The senior signed with Clayton State. The 6'4" wide receiver finishes with over 500 yards. Denton says he's excited to be close to home and he's ready to compete.
Just be dominant, be, better than the next man.
The Lakers racked up 3 Raiders from the senior class. Xantavius Tolles announced he'll be heading out to Clayton State. The D lineman says he's also ready to get to Murrow and start fighting for a spot. Tolles says he knew Clayton State was the right spot when he got to campus.
I've been to a lot of places and it didn't feel like home to me. So when I went there, it's like a family.
Middle linebacker Santana Balcom announced that he'll be a Fort Valley State Wildcat next fall.
Time to get their money right now. We got some business to handle.
Number 10 was handling business all season long for the Raiders. Balcom finished his career with 275 tackles, 4.5 sacks, and 5 interceptions, including one in the state title game in Atlanta. Balcom says he wants to go to the NFL and he's excited to start that journey wearing blue and gold.
That's what I'm going to be able to do at the Valley. I'm here to be a leader, not a follower, so I got to lead. If I lead right, I can succeed other people to do right.
Senior running back Nick Woodford is heading up to Morehouse. Number 6 was known to always put up 6 points on the board. Woodford leads Northeast as the all-time leading rusher in Bibb County. The backfield powerhouse broke ankles and several records in his career. He says he chose Morehouse because he knew he could put his parents in a good position.
But I'm not going to put my parents in a position where they have to play for anything because I know my worth. I know what I hold and what I can contribute. So, I broke it down to them. I demanded it with the humility. And I granted what was mine.
The senior class says they're proud of how far they took the team this year, but they say they expect the next group to see what they did, take it farther, and continue to make history. In Macon, Cecily Stout, 13 WMAZ Sports.
We are diving into some more signing day moments. Let's head over to Westside. Kadiphius Iverson has signed to suit up for the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. Iverson broke the single-season touchdown record for Westside at 32. He had 325 touches this season and averaged 168 yards per game. He says he accepted on the spot.
Super excited. It was a great program when I went up there. They showed hospitality. Everybody treated me like family.
And also Tristan Houston got in on the signing day celebrations. He's heading to play for Columbus State come the fall. Houston had 37 catches this season, averaging 18 yards. Houston tells me he's dedicated to this next chapter.
I'm excited to start this new journey in my life. I'm really looking forward to it and just ready to get to work.
The final Seminole to put pen to the paper was Cortavius Coleman. He has signed to play for Elizabeth City State Vikings. Coleman plays middle linebacker and tight end. He's credited with 188 total tackles and 7 sacks in his high school career. He tells me the work isn't over.
It feels unreal, but real at the same time. I never thought I'd make it this far for real. But I ain't really where I want to be at, so I'm just keep working.
Staying in the Macon area at Southwest High School, several players signed to Clayton State. Jamaria Watkins, Kyle Jefferson, and Marquise Hutchins. Lakers head coach Tim Shelley graduated from Southwest. He keeps tabs on his Patriots. Hutchins was a 2-year captain. Jefferson held strong as a defensive end, and Watkins was a standout wide receiver. Head coach Joe Dupree says the guys staying together is an amazing opportunity.
Oh, they mean the world to it. Like I said, they was the backbone. Last 4 years, they've been great kids, no trouble, great students. And that's what we teach here. We're trying to create good student athletes, not just football players, but great citizens. And they meant the world to us. They were leaders, role models to the community. They were just great kids overall.
Let's head over to Central High School, where Nike Walker has signed on the dotted line to play at Clayton State. 76 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 forced fumble. Congrats on continuing your passion on the college stage. Over at Macon County High School, Jeremiah Solomon signed to Kennesaw State. He'll be playing safety for the Owls. Solomon is credited with 103 total tackles in his high school career, 60 in his senior season alone. 2 Stratford Eagles are moving on to college programs. Shamira Rains will continue her softball career at Savannah State. She claimed 23 RBI, 5 home runs, and a .389 batting average in her final year at the high school Diamond. Tessa Moorhead signed to play soccer for Penn State Harrisburg. She has 184 saves in the past 3 years. Surely more to come in the spring. Over at Westfield, star wide receiver Jackson St. Clair signed to Berry College. He has nearly 1,500 receiving yards for his career at the Hornets' Nest and 11 touchdowns in his senior season.
I feel like I bring an aspect to the return game that they don't have at the moment. I feel like I'm a very explosive player when it comes to returning the football, and so I feel like they'll benefit with me as a return specialist and also as a slot receiver, because I feel like I can move pretty well in the slot against guys that aren't used to having to guard against really shifty, smaller players.
For the Ace Griffins, Wylan Allen signs to Mars Hill University. The 6'4", 225-pound defensive end led the state in sacks at 17.5, the top number for all classifications. Congrats, Allen. Plus, at Jones County, 3 athletes were in the spotlight. Zach Hurt signed to Reinhardt University. The defensive back spent 2 years on the varsity roster, playing on both sides of the ball. The senior says he wanted to become an Eagle because they were the first to show interest and they treated him like family. Trenasia Parker is ready to play ball on a bigger diamond. The left fielder was a big part of the Lady Hounds' success. She's picked up several regional accolades and holds the school record for home runs. Parker says she's ready and really excited to move on to that next level. Finally, quarterback Devin Edmonds is heading to Shorter University. The 2-year starter had a 17-5 record when leading the offense. He also holds a few school records, including career touchdown passes. And he says he's really excited to get to work, but he'll miss playing at the Barking Lot.
Friday night was really lit. I know college is day games, Friday nights is night games, under the lights. A lot of people from your hometown come to see you really feel like a hometown hero. So that's why I'm going to miss.
Checking in with the Fighting Irish, Dublin's Brandon Chapman has signed to Swanee. The defensive back was credited with 35 total tackles his senior season, including 10 for loss. Go do big things, Brandon. Thanks for watching this special edition of Signing Day 2025 on 13 WMAZ+. Congrats to all the Central Georgia athletes moving on to the next level. Continue to stream with us for more news and weather.